What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my top 100 players for 2019, projecting who the 100 best players of next season will be. Just a quick change here. I will be posting the NFL Network top 100 list spot for each of these players. We've got some surprises in this 61 to 70 range here, but I just wanted another little piece of information to look at here. Keep in mind, though, that that is the list from last year's season, and we are projecting for next year. So let's get into it here, starting at number 70. A reminder, please do like the video if you enjoy. So number 70, Melvin Ingram of the LA Chargers. Really is borderline elite in terms of power and speed. He can beat you in any which way. They'll move him all over the place within that scheme, and he really is a menace up front and one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Number 69, Jason Kelce, another offensive lineman coming off the board here. One of the most athletic linemen in the entire NFL. Get this guy in space, and he is going to, clear some space downfield for the running backs. But he's just a rock as a pass blocker as well. Certainly deserves a spot within the top 70 players in the NFL. Should contribute to what will be, yet again, an elite offensive line there in Philadelphia. Number 68, a player that did not make NFL Network's list that I think did deserve a spot, Marlon Humphrey, one of the best emerging young corners in the NFL, a physical player, but has really developed too in terms of his coverage skills. Just Alabama defenders, they translate to the NFL, and that has been no different here with Marlon Humphrey. Someone I expect to get into the conversation for a top, 8 corner next year. There's a lot of good young corners in the NFL. Some people might jump to say he's top 5, and you could make a case for it. I wouldn't go that far, but I do think he deserves a spot on the list and will make it for the first time next year on NFL's list. Number 67, another guy kind of similar to Marlon Humphrey, different position though, offensive lineman Ryan Ramczyk, right tackle for the Saints. One of the top 4 or 5 right tackles in the NFL, if not top 3. A mauler in the run game, really contributes to the things they're able to do on the ground there in New Orleans, but has really surprised as a pass protector as well. And, you look back at their most recent right tackle, Zach Strief, he was not going to retire until he felt comfortable with someone that was going to be able to protect Drew Brees getting up there in age, and Ryan Ramczyk was that guy. An older prospect coming out, not many people thought was a first-round prospect, but great evaluation and development by the Saints to get this guy in here as one of the best young tackles in the NFL. Number 66 here, Hunter Henry, missed all of last season for an ACL injury, did come back in the playoffs, but was clearly still recovering from that. He's a guy that was one of the 3 best tight ends in the NFL the year before. I expect him to come back now with over a year to fully recover from that ACL inside this explosive offense and really return to that elite level tight end play and make the list again next year on NFL Network. Number 65, Joe Staley. This is a guy that I was really surprised didn't make the list. I mean, the guy has just been a perennial all-pro caliber left tackle. The 49ers did not have the best season, but one thing they were able to do was block people up front, and Joe Staley, I think, led the charge with that, paired with the young tackle Mike McGlinchey over there at right tackle, a candidate to maybe make the list next year. But Joe Staley, I mean, the guy is just a technician, fantastic in run blocking and pass blocking, and I think certainly deserves a spot in the top 100. Number 64 is Zach Ertz. Awesome wide receiver. Not much of a tight end, more of an oversized slot guy, not much of a blocker. That might be why I tend to be a little bit lower on him, but I mean, still a top 65 player, an elite playmaker, and a mismatch problem. Some of the best pair of hands in the entire NFL. Number 63, Baker Mayfield. NFL Network had him at 50. And I'm not trying to say I'm low on Baker. I think he's going to do some really special things this year. Obviously, ranking him here ahead of guys like Big Ben for next year's list. So it'll be really fun to watch Cleveland this year. Baker coming into his second season in the NFL. It's just going to be fun to watch him with those wide receivers and really see what is the upside going to be here maybe for Baker Mayfield and this offense. And then number 62, this is going to be a big surprise here, Antonio Brown falling all the way down to 62 here. Now he would, if this was a reflective list of last season, he would have been inside the top 30. Still a top 5 wide receiver. He has kind of lost that crown as the best wide receiver in the NFL, in my opinion. Now changing teams, he is going to be dealing with a quarterback that does not have the down the field instincts and chemistry with Antonio Brown. I think he's still going to be an awesome wide receiver. We still rank him ahead of a lot of really talented players. But I do think we start to see his age maybe just a tiny bit more. This is a guy that has been banged up over the last couple of years. And then just having a big drop off in the quarterback play, I do think that we are going to have a lesser perception of Antonio Brown by the end of this season. And then 61, Phillip Rivers. NFL had him all the way up at 17. You guys know I love me some Phillip Rivers. He does have his flaws, though. He doesn't have the cannon arm to really operate the entire field. He's pretty solid going deep, but you're not going to see those 40, 50-yard bombs consistently. In fact, we've seen him underthrow those balls quite a bit, so it's not that he can't do that. Just a little inconsistent in that game. Not much of a mobile threat, but his processor and his accuracy in the short to intermediate game is absolutely elite, and I don't see any reason why that would drop off next season. So that's the list, 61 to 70. We'll be back tomorrow with the 60 to 51 group, and then we'll start getting into the top 50. So please do hit that like button. Cheers as always, and we'll see you for the next one. Peace out.